Hello, everybody, and welcome to an update on Tropical Depression 01E, currently going on in Eastern Pacific right now. That's right, a tropical depression currently going on in Eastern Pacific in the month of April of all months. This storm beat the earliest formation date of at least a tropical depression 4 storm or higher in Eastern Pacific Basin since reliable records began in about the 1970s. It beat the previous record set by Tropical Depression Adrian in 2017, which formed on May 9th, 2017. It smashed that previous record out of the water there. Again, it's April 25th right now, and we have a tropical depression currently going on in the Eastern Pacific. This isn't counting the Central Pacific, because of course we've had storms that have formed off season in that basin, of course. The most recent example I can think of off the top of my head is Hurricane Pally in January 2016, which in its own right was a remarkable system. But anyways, back on to Tropical Depression 01E here, currently going on there. This is a visible look, of course, at the storm. You can see the center of circulation right about where my mouse is at. Here is a infrared look at the storm currently. You can see earlier in the frames it had a more deeper convection rather to the south of its circulation there. Now in the more recent frames, the center of circulation is kind of pulling away from that. In the more recent frames and the convection to its south, it's kind of waning a little bit with time, as you can see there. And the reason why that's probably happening is probably because of dry air getting entrained into the storm right about now, if it hasn't already. And later on, wind shear is going to be getting at this storm and weakening it even further than it may be right now. Here's the latest spaghetti plots for the storm. Again, this storm poses no threat to any land areas whatsoever. Doesn't pose a threat to Hawaii. Doesn't pose a threat to Baja California or Mexico at all. This isn't going to be a threat for anybody except maybe any borders nearby this system. So here you can see what the storms think of. The spaghetti plots have this storm in the next 72 hours here, about 3 days. Over the next 24 hours, they kind of have it maintaining or weakening intensity in the next 24 hours or so before that wind shear goes over and kills this storm for good. Here's a look at the National Hurricane Center cone for this storm. This is as of 8 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. This is Advisory 1, of course. Saturday, April 25th, 2020. And they have the storm dissipating by 5 in the morning Monday. And they have the maximum sustained winds right now at 35 miles per hour, with a movement speed at the northwest at 7 miles per hour, moving northwest at 7 miles per hour rather. Here's a look at the wind shear. This is the most accurate graphic, I must say, but this is what I could come up with on the fly here for this quick update. But you can see here, it's the center of circulation is right about where my cursor's at. So it's right about in the area of 15 knot wind shear, which you see there is favorable for the storm currently. But it's going to be heading into the area of 20 and higher knot wind speed, wind shear there. And you can see in the graphic here, the key on the bottom there, green, meaning wind shear at or below 15 knots, which is favorable for tropical cyclone development. And you can see there, neutral and yellow means about 20 knots of wind shear, which is neither good nor bad for the storm. So say if there was a Category 3 out here, and a neutral wind shear right about my cursor's at, say there was a Cat 3 there, it wouldn't necessarily weaken the storm, but it wouldn't necessarily strengthen it either. And then, of course, when you get to the red there, above 25 knots or higher, that's the unfavorable wind shear, and that'll rip the storm to shreds once it gets into that. This is a SANWEX band look at the storm right now. This is pretty much a mix of IR and visible look combined into one image here. And you can see the center of circulation again right about where my mouse is at. And of course, you can see that deeper convection to its south there. And even though it may be not looking the best right now, just remember, this is in April of all months right now, so quite a remarkable feat for this storm to do what it's doing right now in the month of April in the Eastern Pacific. Really incredible stuff to hear. This is the National Hurricane Center page for this storm. We can see on our text right there, early tropical depression forms in the Eastern Pacific. And then there's the information that I read to you earlier right there. Again, moving northwest at 7 miles per hour. The coordinates above that, minimum pressure, estimated minimum pressure is 1,006 millibars, and max sustained estimated winds are 35 miles per hour. Take a look at the forecast discussion. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but I will read this small little sentence here saying, this marks the earliest formation of a tropical cyclone in the eastern North Pacific Basin since the Satellite era began in 1966. Incredible stuff to hear. If you want to read the rest of it, of course, you can pause the video. You can pause the video right here and read the rest of the stuff here, but I'm going to keep on going down here. You can see the National Hurricane Center have this weakening. We'll have it maintaining intensity for about the next 24 hours. And then after that, they have it weaken into a post-tropical or remnant low. And then by 72 hours, they forecast it to dissipate there in the forecast period. And then again, there's the water vapor. Look, you can see the dry air. That's entraining into the storm. And then the way higher amounts of dry air to the west of that pocket, the higher pocket over there. So I think that's about it for this update. I don't believe I left off on anything. In summary, this is a record-breaking early system for the Eastern Pacific. This is happening in the month of April, again of all months. I just can't believe that I'm even saying that. We have an April tropical depression currently going on in the Eastern Pacific proper. Just amazing stuff. This is, of course, a look again at the IR view of the storm. This is from the Cyclonic Wix page. Great page to use for satellite imagery too. I love using it for all the high-res GO17, 16, and Himawari 8 data that this individual puts out. Really great imagery from this dude. So again, hope everybody has a great day wherever you guys are. Stay safe, of course, and see you guys later. If you have any comments, of course, put them in the description. And I believe that's about it. So like I said again, hope everybody has a great day wherever you guys are. Stay safe, and see you guys later. Peace.